Hi everyone, delonewolf here. Welcome back to the Sunday recap, my weekly vlog where I talk a little bit about my last week in games. We'll start with EVE Online, where the limited edition of Frigates of EVE came. That's pretty damn cool. It's a very nice box in my opinion. I waited a couple of days to see if so many people were interested in that I wouldn't buy it, but nope, this time it didn't get sold out right away, so I decided to order one as well, and it arrived. So it's a pretty cool box. It has this Rifter plaque, which is pretty cool. Then it also has a giant condor blueprint, which is very nice. I may hang that on a wall or something, could be cool as a background. Then you also have this 3-layered rendition of a probe. And then of course you also have the book itself, which is quite a few pages, lots of fancy illustrations. Absolutely very nice edition, and I thought it was a nice way to support EVE Online as well, to buy that. So it's the limited edition. I have to say it's a very neat package, a very clear cut finish. I absolutely love it. It looks extremely professional. And I must thank you all as well, because I bought that with like a little bit of YouTube money, so it's all thanks to your guys' support and you guys watching the content that financed the limited edition, and I got it. Next to that, I played some EVE Online as well, of course. I would say around average. I'm letting most of the commotion that's happening right now with the announced carrier nerfs just go by me. It's not really my play style, and I would say I'm pretty neutral in that aspect. I understand that CCP is not always doing the best job when it comes to their knee-jerk reactions and anticipating the problems of stuff that they're doing to the game. On the other hand, if it's starting to become a problem and CCP is seeing some really bad numbers that are pointing towards RMT problems, they have to interfere, and they have to protect the sandbox. So I think that they're only doing their job there as well. For my personal playing, just pretty much a regular week. We did do another jump into a wormhole there for a couple of sites under the radar. It's really funny how quickly you become lazy, because for these sites I decided to drop the mobile tractor unit almost right off the bat, which is of course tactically a big mistake, because something like that is usually on someone's D-scan, but it tractors all the wrecks by the time that you're basically finished with the site. So it's much more efficient to do it like that. It's much more risky. So this is one of those things that we'll have to decide depending on the situation whether or not we want to do it like that. And next to that, also a little bit of mining, kept up with the blueprint copy business, kept the PI going, and in general, having a pretty good time at the moment in EVE Online, keeping up with the preparations. I'm also trying to sell a bit more of all of the stuff that was given to me in a really incredibly big gift a couple of months ago. So I'm trying to make some more ISK liquid. My personal expectation is that for the summer we might see some interesting investment opportunities, namely Plex and PI. I think could be pretty interesting. Next up, of course, the June release. I do wonder what those drone swarms will be all about. I checked a couple of times on CC, I just haven't seen it deployed yet. Maybe it's just bad timing on my end, but it looks like I'll take the first look when it's actually deployed on TQ early next week. Next to that, we also have a little bit of Heroes of the Storm. So before this week, I was sometimes pushing myself a little bit too much, basically trying to keep the quests finished, which means going for 3 victories, playing 8 games, sometimes doing that in a single day when that was the new quest that popped up. I've been ramping that down a little bit, because sometimes that experience, even in quick play, became a little bit frustrating. When I was not playing right, or when some of the teammates were not playing right and you have a big streak of losses, it's not always all that fun to play it that way. So I've been toning that down and basically been allowing 3 quests to pop up. This means that you usually get play 8 games, win 3 games, and then you get one of those that is easily finishable, like play 2 games with a StarCraft hero, play 3 games with a specialist, or something like that. Then I've just been doing that one, always clearing 1 quest every day. This does mean that basically you can finish all these quests by playing fewer games than if you would constantly try to keep the quest queue completely empty, because of course playing 8 games gets finished in, let's say, 3 games of the other 3 days of the other quest. And so like that, it's actually been pretty fun. I've had a couple of days where just 1 or 2 games to play, and then another quest would be finished, and I had a few really fun Lily games that were, well, quite on edge. But it's fun when you see your teammates make the mistake of constantly first hitting and unloading everything they've got on a tank character rather than the healer. Then I yell at them a little bit. I say, stop hitting that tank, focus on the healer first, and then they actually follow through and we push back and win the game. Those are pretty fun experiences, and if you can stick to maybe 1 to 3 games a day, which I think is definitely possible, if you just want to finish the quests, which is my aim, finish the quests, make sure that I don't have days where quests would pop up that I don't get, so always finish at least 1 quest at the end of the day. And like that, in 1 to 3 games a day you can finish that, which is basically about right. You sometimes have really fun games in that, and you don't have to play so many games that it becomes frustrating. So that's how I'm approaching Heroes of the Storm at the moment. The goal is basically to get the gold out of that so that I can buy more heroes and explore a bit more of the game, but keep it casual, keep it fun, make sure that I don't get frustrated and that I can keep going with this experience. Of course, I'll try to keep you guys up to date on how all of that is evolving. And finally, we have a little bit more Elder Scrolls Online. I didn't play that much of it, mostly been in the first half of the week, where I played around a little bit more in Morrowind, did a couple of quest lines. I must say it's still a pretty fun experience. I feel like the fully voiced quests are pretty cool. Most of the quests are in line with what you would see, I would say, in another Elder Scrolls game as well. There's often some twists and turns, some pretty cool things that happen around the world, and I personally feel I'm very impressed with how these quests can often like change the scenery around you, change the area a little bit when you finish certain parts of the quests. Some people consider the other people playing around you immersion breaking. I can understand that sometimes a quest is tailored and basically developed in such a way that it would be a single player doing it, and then you can see like half a dozen other people in the same tomb. That's a little bit immersion breaking, but that's basically the price that you have to pay for having an Elder Scrolls experience in an MMO, and I can definitely get past that myself. I feel like all the quests there at this point in Morrowind are pretty well fleshed out, pretty interesting. You have to go look for them a little bit, you have to do some traveling around the map, explore different aspects of all of it. So I'm enjoying that time in the Elder Scrolls Online, but I'm definitely playing a lot less intensively as what I was doing when I was playing the main quest. So that one had a very nice flow to it. It also managed to keep me intrigued a little bit more. With the quests that I'm doing now, they're much shorter, much smaller, can do one in maybe half an hour or something like that, and then I'm like, yeah, do I want to do more grinding or do I want to go and do something else? It's usually the something else that tends to win out, so I'm not sure how long, for how many more hours the expansion is going to be able to keep my interest. And well, the MMO aspect of ESO doesn't really keep my interest at all. I'm more there for just a casual experience, enjoying the storyline, enjoying the quest, playing around a little bit, but not feeling that pressure of having to do a grind, having to go for the best gear, getting into all that PvP stuff. That's just not on the radar for me at the moment. I have to be honest, if I would want to do some MMO PvP stuff, then I would look into Guild Wars 2. I saw Doc got game on his stream that they've changed world versus world there, and it looked like that's more the sort of stuff that would be interesting to me. I just didn't pull the trigger because E3 is coming as well, of course, and so now if some interesting titles or things like that pop up there, I might, you know, like switch plans around a little bit depending on when I'll be moving in EVE Online, what I'll be playing in the upcoming weeks and months, depending on stuff that might be announced. I'm definitely looking forward to what Bethesda that has to say there. And that's basically it for my week. Only 3 games once again, and ESO, it's slowly ebbing away there. I have to be honest, it's less and less that I'm playing of that, and I might just switch it out for another game next week, who knows. That's it for this one, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.